Abhishek, I'm coming to you and talking to you about the problems or issues within the Congress party. As Professor Gaura said, that if these problems within the Congress are not handled adequately, at the right time, in the right phase, in the right manner, then it could be an advantage BJP or the JDS. I mean, that's a given.
Yeah, Anusha, what I would say is that from a citizen's perspective, it is quite alarming to see the continued failure of the Congress to play an effective opposition. I mean, election in Karnataka is 1 year away, and you can already see the level of infighting that has broken out. To give you an idea of the level of dysfunction, if I remember correctly, recently the Congress in Karnataka has appointed as many as 40 different state vice presidents and I think some 108 or 109 new general secretaries. So you can imagine, I mean, the leadership is really a mess. And now you have Siddaramaiah and DKS Shivakumar. Both of them are really big political leaders with big political legacies, and they are not able to resolve their differences. The differences are coming out in the open. There is a caste dimension to this. I personally believe that the Congress is failing to appreciate the fact that overt caste politics in our country, at least the overt caste pitch, is losing its power. You need something more than that. I think the overt pitch, all the way from Uttar Pradesh to Maharashtra to Karnataka, this appeal is declining. Now the question is, how do you resolve these differences? I mean, of course, any political party will have differences. I think there are three ways to resolve these differences, and I think Congress lacks all three. First is if you have a very competent and very powerful central leadership. Clearly, the Congress does not have that. Second way to resolve these differences is if there is some overriding ideology that brings the party together, which allows people to move ahead of their personal ambition. To what extent the BJP has that, and the Congress doesn't. And the third way is if you have a very solid, robust kind of intra-party democracy. That is, okay, people have their ambitions, let the party workers vote, and, there's some free and fair process.
That's a wonderful point, Abhishek, that you've made. And it's only fair that I go to Mr. Nagaraju Yadav. Sir, those are pertinent points that Abhishek is making, and he's saying that good that you have too much talent within your party, even if it's a problem of plenty. Then let's talk about that much talked about issue that we have spoken about so many times. Is there a lack of leadership within the Congress party that you're not able to rein in these kinds of difference of opinion?
No. We definitely, as Mr. Gowda told us, saying that many talented leaders are here who are able to be a Chief Minister of the state. And you have also taken the past, you have seen that Siddaramaiah Saab and your administration is there. Result, whatever may be there. But he had kept up the promises made by Congress manifesto, and we have kept up the word what we given to the people. Now, earlier you asked me a question regarding the vokkaliga politics and all that.
Yes.
DKS Shivakumar may be belonging to a vokkaliga community, but he has appealed to the vokkaliga community also to vote for Congress, and at the same time he requested all the communities to vote together, and he always again and again said that we believe in a collective leadership. And High Command has said that, even Siddaramaiah has acknowledged it by saying that nothing wrong in
Then how does one understand the statement of Zameer Khan, sir? How does one understand the statement made by the another Congress leader today?
Zameer Khan, definitely we humbly, I like to tell in your popular channel that everybody should follow the discipline of the party when the guidelines have been, when Lakshman Rekha is put. I don't think Zameer is an exception to this, and he should understand his love may be little more towards Siddaramaiah. Doesn't matter at all. But he's also a soldier of the Congress party, and he should be with the line of the party, no doubt about it. I don't have anything to say on that matter. But Zameer Khan, with extra love towards Siddaramaiah, he must have said that. But
Mr. Yadav, don't you think that if there are two top leaders within the Congress party, both are warring with each other almost publicly, that it divides the Congress party right at the grassroots level? And Zameer Khan, as you said rightly, is perhaps just an example for it. Because if you have the party workers divided, not fighting the BJP or the JDS, but fighting the leaders within themselves, how are you going to put up a good front before the BJP or the JDS?
Definitely we will put up a fight, because we know very well we are going on agenda. We are going on agenda of fighting the BJP by exposing them. For example, Ishwarappa's issue, take up 40% into the matter where Santosh Patil died. This is the main issue. And you see the development that is, CNN News 18 is an example and witness to it, to say that what is the status of Bangalore city today, and what is the status of the farmers in the North Karnataka. You have seen how people have been taken care.
I will invite a short comment. I will invite a short comment from Mohan Viswa on this issue as well, sir. One more point I want you to address before I go to Mohan Vishwa and take his views. Ahead of the elections, just about 1 year, and these days 1 year is not a big time. You have to get going. BJP prepares for the elections much more in advance. So does various other regional parties. Look at a JDS or a TMC. Is the Congress really prepared? Are you going to declare your chief ministerial candidate, or the central leadership is going to put an end to all this factional war happening within the Congress party?
We have no, in Karnataka history, we have declared any chief minister candidate in the past. We have no idea of announcing a chief ministerial candidate. We will together a collective leadership, and our agenda is to talk about development and the failures of BJP, the government of India and state government. And also corruption is an issue, PSA scam is an issue, and number of issues. We have hundreds of issues to take on the BJP head on. We are not going to allow the BJP to do a polarization of politics, or we will not allow any religioustic politics in Karnataka state. We want a constitutional democracy in place in Karnataka.
Mr. Mohan Vishwa, do you want